as we're winding down our time together and winding down your date, I want you to ask one more final question. And this is very important to ask towards the end of the date because of the nature of the question itself and the intention behind the question. The question is, and this is very fun, adapt it to your style and what interests you. However, the question is, let's just say that in 5 years from now, you are being interviewed for your favorite podcast. 1, what is your favorite podcast? And 2, they ask you on that favorite podcast, tell me about your life. What have you done over the last 5 years? And you leave it open-ended like that. The reason why you want to leave it open-ended and make sure you start with, in 5 years you're being interviewed, the reason why you want to ask that is because you want to understand how are they thinking about their future. Because think about it. You're asking the question for the perspective of the future and they're reflecting back on their life. What you want to understand is how are they thinking about planning for their future and what are the goals that they want to accomplish. Ideally, not necessarily they have to say this, but ideally they would say something along the lines of, I've accomplished X in my career, I have an amazing relationship, I have an amazing family, right? Because they're sharing with you how they're thinking about the things they want to achieve in their future. Now, if they are just only speaking on certain one aspect of their life, it may be interesting and maybe consider that a yellow flag of like, interesting they're not mentioning family or they're not mentioning relationship. But again, it's contextual. This is where I want you to listen to your intuition around what is a podcast. Maybe it's a business podcast and they're not thinking about sharing about their family. Or maybe the podcast is about life and growth and what they've learned and life lessons. But really you want to understand how are they thinking about their future and potentially how are they thinking around family and a relationship. Because without assessing that, you're only assuming that they want to be in a relationship, but maybe even though they want to, maybe they only want to be dating and don't actually want something permanent. Again, the intention with the questions is to really vet out, is this somebody that potentially could be somebody that I could see myself with in the long term? Now you may need like 1 or 2 more dates before you get there to assess, but what we don't want is to waste your time so that then you're wondering, is this person for me or not? This is the importance of powerful questions. Again, have fun with this, leave these open-ended, but this one you want to make sure you ask towards the end of that date so that you can understand how do they think about their future and where does a relationship fit in that future. Without those understanding, you're just at a dark of whether they actually really want a relationship. And this is about using your time wisely, effectively, and efficient so that you can manifest that relationship of your dreams.